I'm straight. I just feel like I need to come out as straight because I don't know. I'm just a big old pile of sexiness. I know that. That's just. But I'm pretty forgetful. Have you guys ever walked into a room with such purpose, right? Like, you know exactly where you're going and what you need from this. Like, you're like, I know exactly where it's at. So you're just like, I gotta go. Right, so you force yourself into this area. And you get, as soon as you get to where it's at, you forget what you're looking for. So you're like, I need, like, fuck, I gotta go, I gotta have my keys, I got my wallet, I got my things, I gotta have my keys, and my keys are over on the table. So you run out to the table, and you're with such purpose, you're at the table, you're running toward the table, you get to the table, and you're like, why am I at the table? Like, oh, there's a Care Bear over here. Oh, I got the paper mache, I got all these beer bottles on the table. Oh, I should probably put my fork in the sink, but it's okay. Oh, I need to wash this dish. And then you go over and you start playing on the table, like, oh, I should probably read this letter, I should do this. And then you get to and then you play with your keys, you're like, oh, I don't know what those are. And then you get over there and you start playing with other stuff. And then you're like, oh, fuck, my keys! And then you run out, like you remember all of a sudden what you're looking for. It must just be me then. Alright, so I don't pay attention a lot of the time to what I'm doing. So like I was at the store. Oh, hang on. Yeah, here we go. Oh, this is good. So I was at the store and I walk up and down every aisle that have like maybe like something will trigger the memory, like, oh, I do need beans, I'll grab that as I go. Because like when you're at the end of the aisle and you're checking out, like you don't need Hall's gum or Hall's cough drops every time. You don't need a pack of gum. You don't need any of that shit that they're forcing you right when you're checking out. But like there's that one little section that's like, oh, maybe I do need Tylenol. Maybe I do need that little bit. So I walk up and down every aisle to have like to spark that memory again. Because that's all it is. So like, oh shit, I do need this one thing. So I start walking through I zigzag through every single aisle. Plus it's good exercise. I mean, how often do we get to go for a little stroll like that? So I zigzag up and down every aisle and make sure I pass every single item that the store has to offer because, I mean, why else are they putting it on the shelves for us? But I zigzag around and I realized that I had passed something. So instead of going around the other aisle and like zigzagging around again, I decided I'm just going to turn around and backtrack a tad and then go back through the aisle again. So like instead of just going straight through, I decided to turn around and I'm like, oh, well, it's in this next aisle. It's past me. So I decided, fuck it, I'm going to turn around. But as soon as I turned around, I almost bumped into some gal who had been following me. And I know she'd been following me because we locked eyes before. And who's not going to follow again? Just a big old pile of sexy trapped in a boy's body. So I turn around like, oh. And then I just keep walking past her because it's too awkward to be like, oh, and like, oh shit, and then turn back around and go. So I just walked past her like, oh no, I didn't see it. So that's the way I bought spaghetti. And I don't really like spaghetti. That's pretty much my least favorite noodle. Don't know why. I'm more of a rigatoni kind of guy, or a penne rigatoni, or whatever they call it. Penne, or like, penne rigata. Is that a thing? That sounds like a thing.
It's a thing.
That sounds like an Italian word that would be a noodle at some point. So I turn around, I run down, I go back to the aisle, and I grab a thing of spaghetti, and I'm like, oh, no, I didn't just run into you for an accident. I really wanted this thing of spaghetti. So she's gone by the time I have this realization, like, oh, maybe she wasn't following me. So I go back, and I go through and then eventually, like, I forget where I am. I stop, and I'm like, trying to figure out where I'm trying to look for in the store. I end up finding raisins. I'm not a big, I've been getting into raisins, but this is the time that I stop on accident, and I'm like, oh shit, there's raisins, they must be fake, right? Oh, that's exactly right. So I turned around and I got all confused and awkward. I bought spaghetti, I found some raisins. Have you guys ever had like a great idea and you're like, that's a fucking awesome thing to do. I'm gonna tell my friend about it. Like, he's gonna do it for me. Like, oh, hey man, check out this song idea I got. Like, you should totally play that guitar on this song. It's great. What about a song about, I don't know, who knows? Random song. That's our random song idea here. So like, you tell your friend to do it, and then when they get done with it, they hand it back, and you're just like, oh, I mean, it's good, but like, you got, I really don't, like, you're just nitpicking about every single thing that they give you. Hey man, I know you like animation. Here's a cartoon about a dude and his dog walking around in this pretend underworld for years on end. And then he hands it back, and you're like, yeah, I was thinking more like this, and I don't really like what you did. So you guys don't critique stuff. That's cool. So I was on the street, and before I went into the store, there was the people out front from the Salvation Army jingling their little bell. And obviously I like avoided eye contact when I was going in, because I was like, well, I'll hit them on the neck. I'll hit them on the way in. I was like, I'll have change. But nobody pays in cash anymore. What are they trying to think? So I avoid eye contact on my way out, and the gal, after I waved past her, like, I was well outside of like normal, like, oh, like I was, well, like, she had to raise her voice and yell, "Merry Christmas," across the way. So I was like, yeah, same to you. And I thought, what if you get a text like, "Merry Christmas, buddy"? Oh, same to you, pal. But like, in text words, it's just, "Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, buddy." Oh, same to you, pal. But no, okay. So like, nobody like, "Oh, Merry Christmas." Oh, same to you, pal. Like, okay. Speaking of texting, I've sent my first emoji today.
Yeah!
With my brother. And I only trust my brother with the emojis.
Is it the poop symbol?
Because it'd be pretty gay otherwise. Because like, oh, hey bro, like, smiley face. I don't know, man. The other day I was in my pillow fort and I realized I had a lot of growing up to do. So, I'll work on that. You guys are great. My name's Brad.